Alrighty, everybody, welcome in. This is Timed. And today I'm kind of getting into the roots of why I'm doing what I'm doing here on the channel. And a new name for the channel and the changes on the channel I'm making. As you can see, it's turned into more of a collectible channel than it was recently. I was aiming to do gaming here, and the whole gaming community got vicious with me and kicked me out, sort of because they just kick out whoever. So I'm not really involved with gaming anymore. I'm not buying video games anymore, not collecting. Sort of like drifted away from it. And as for comic book, I kind of drifted away from that too because people kicked me out of that as well. Like, it's so weird that people on the internet here won't allow average people like myself to come in and just enjoy community. You have a bunch of people there gatekeeping it that, are worse than me. And this is specifically why I went over to the now this is a new word I didn't know about, but there's a whole community name for what I'm doing, and it's collecting currencies called numismatic. Um, that's the name of the community. So I want to dive a little bit into that and read that definition off and explain more into why I'm doing what I'm doing here on the channel and go into where I see it going in the future because I do talk to people in this community. So I want to just get it out there and talk a little bit about why it is I'm doing all this. So let's just get into it. All right. So the first reason I'm doing this is I got into it because I made a trade. All right, a trade of simple set of coins, chump changed to say the least. I made a trade with that, and the trade was a very very small trade. It was 3 wheat pennies, two bicentennial, no, 2 wheat pennies, a bicentennial, and a $2 silver dime. Now, if you're looking for silver in a dime, you want to look for 1964 and below. Same thing with the quarter. Now, I'm going to go into that in a later video, but I want to talk more about why I got into this community. So, my friend was also trading out in front of me. The trade kind of inspired me to bring along my coins and trade it out and see what I could get out of it. Now, once I made the first trade, I did it again to see how well I would do. And I started studying more of the coins. That's what got me into studying the coins and looking at currency and looking at it kind of differently than the average human being. The average human being sees a half-dollar piece. Now, all my coins and everything are in this Nintendo Switch case. I have it now just so I can keep my coins safe. So, like example, right? Let's see. Now, this silver dime right here I'm holding, which I'm gonna do a research short on that. But the dime, the silver dime I'm holding right here, is worth 13 bucks, and that's why it's encased in this plastic. All right, going on to the next one. This copper round, this ounce copper round. This one's a different one than the last one I showed you. This one has a Civil War imprint on it. Um, so this is worth now. It sells off at 3. I can trade it off and get 4 out of it. And most people don't even see copper the way I see copper. I see value in copper. That is why, you have to know, like, that's why you collect your pennies and stuff like that. Because all those 1 cent pennies will lead up to things like your dollars and all that. And that's why, again, people aren't doing that, and I'll explain why. I'll explain why it's better to do that. Pull your money out and keep your money with you. So, but I'll get into that after this. Like this thing right here. Now, this guy right here really, really has a funny story behind it. Now, this is my half-dollar piece. I made a short on this. So, the half-dollar piece, I actually had a friend trade those off, a coworker, and he traded them off for 75 cents. The buyer turned around and traded them off for $3. And this is because he did not do his research. Okay. Now, you guys got to do your research on this stuff. That's why, another reason why I'm going to take you down a rabbit hole to why I got into all this. So, and then these guys right here. Now, these are my gold backs. I have 4 of them right now. Now, I'm not really trying to show off what I have here in this pouch, but I have quite a few things in this pouch. In fact, the short you saw last night is also in this pouch. Now, going into more as to why I'm doing this. Alright, I saw value in it that most people don't see. And like I've been showing you, the value of certain coins is higher than others. Take your 1964 dime, for example. Junk silver is what they call it in the numismatic community. Alright, because it's been circulated and people got their fingerprints on it. Alright, so the junk silver, a dime from 1964 can run about $2, okay? If not, sometimes more. Alright, and then you got your quarters, 1964 and below that year, also can be worth like $8, $10, depending on who wants to buy it off you. So it depends on how you're looking at your coins and what it is you're looking at. Now, I'm in on these secrets because I started trading frequently. You guys see, my whole pouch here is a collectible case right now of different coins and different currency. That doesn't mean your cash dollar isn't worth anything. Your cash dollars can be worth something. There's a method to go and do that. Now, let me show you that method real quick, and let me go into explaining why it's best you start pulling out cash and things like that. And it's something recently what the president said. So let's go down this rabbit hole. Alright, so the word numismatic. Okay, now this is a new word I stumbled upon through somebody else. I didn't know this to be a thing. The definition, we will look at it, but this is how it's said. Now, I don't know if you can hear that, and I'm going to put it in slow. So if you can't hear the way that's said, I do apologize. You can look it up yourself and see how it's pronounced. Now, let's look the definition up. So the definition of numismatic is relating to or consisting of coins, paper, currency, and metals. So this is like those people that grade video games, okay? This is exactly like that. But the reason I do it with currency is because I trust it more. Because think about it. You have a coin, okay? You have a really nice coin. And it's something you've never seen before. All right? You're not opening that, you're not getting that out of a pack of cards. Now, I do collect Pokemon cards, but that's besides the point. My point is you can find a unique rare coin going to your everyday store, pulling out your money, or even going to your bank. You can even start to get precious metals at Costco, from what I understand. Now, precious metals are very, very expensive. That is why you collect these small coins, look for people interested in them, and make those trades. Now, I've been doing those trades for a little while now, and I have a good chunk of bicentennial quarters piling up, which even those have certain rare ones. The silver bicentennial quarters run more than the actual bicentennial itself. Now, going back to the beginning of the video, as you can see, a 50-cent half piece can run at least $3. And it's been just interesting to see how I can make trades off of something that is of lesser value for more value. And sometimes the people in these communities, if you get to know them and you're very and you're friends with them, they'll cut you deals. It goes with everything. You just gotta get out there and make your connections. you know, and that's the thing is, I was just talking about the video game community. The video game community is the collecting video game community is a very, very bad idea. A lot of people will be like, I have this amount of money in this cartridge and it's worth this. No, it's not actually. When you think about it, the best way to collect is, I'm not saying don't collect anything else besides currency, but currency is a thing that people see it as a different value than the actual dollar it's worth. And if you go and search like a number on a dollar, you can actually value of. So, like example, if you go into value of money, money is worth more now than at a future date based on its earning potential. So even any dollar has a value. Now, there are websites you can go to that you can check the value of actual paper money you have. Uh, so, so here's one of the websites. If you go here and you go to type your serial number into that dollar, you can find out if that dollar is worth more. Now, depending on what buyer you go to or depending on what person you go to, it depends on how that dollar is going to trade off. There's a buyer I know, she collects certain dollar bills and she has no more room to buy them because she has too many of them right now. And and unfortunately, I used them as regular currency after I didn't make the trade because there was something I wanted to pick up and I did. And then I turned around and traded that off for something better. Now, you just gotta understand that, sometimes you're gonna come across a person to trade with that isn't gonna be up to par. And I do understand that. But this is how you check the price of your banknote or the value of your banknote and how rare it is. And yes, banknotes are rare. Dollar bills are rare. They can be, of course. It doesn't mean all of them are rare, but if you go and you check that and you find yourself having a banknote worth more, do your research. You can find a person out there willing to take, that dollar off you for a certain amount. Now, if you go to something like this, okay, how do you identify dollar bills worth up to, okay, and the serial date located near the photograph of George Washington must read a 2013 series. So if I reach in my pocket right now, I'm carrying around cash. If you have that in your wallet, it's best to keep an eye on that and see if there is a buyer out there for it. I can go to eBay and set everything up, which if you go and do that right now, if I was to go and do that right now, which like if we hop over here to eBay, I'm looking at coins. Okay, some coins are worth more because of certain things, like this Bicentennial Washington. It's made of silver, 40% silver, of course. And the reason that is, because if you zoom in on this picture, you can see that there is an S right there. That means it's made of silver. My bicentennials are not made of silver. They're worth a little bit more, but they're not made of silver. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, I wanted to go into the next part of this video. Now, as I'm talking to these people I'm trading with and buying from, they've been bringing it up. And even on Twitter, people bring it up. It is the fact that if we keep doing this, okay, if I keep, buying precious metals, let it sit off to the side and not put it in the bank's gonna get mad at me. The bank's gonna get mad at everybody if they do this. It's not illegal to do this, but it's still something that upsets the banks. All right? Because the banks want to take your money from you and make money off of you. Let's just say you have a bank account, all right? You pulled out the money and you have debt with that bank. That debt will increase. They will take $3 a day from you until you reimburse that. That's where they get us, okay? That is why I've been so hell-bent on pushing the fact that the money, if we pull money out and keep cash and stuff like that, you are not letting the bank take your money from you then. Back in the day when we had paper check, things were a lot better because we honestly, we weren't getting it, we weren't getting into debt because, well, we weren't getting the debt if we didn't have a bank. Now I want to say every job pretty much asks you to have a bank account. And if you don't have a bank account, most banks, they have a cap. Like if it's a prepaid card or whatever, it normally has a cap. But even so, you put there's certain banks like Chime where if you get into below your main amount you're in, you can take it and use that card to keep withdrawing external money that you're gonna have to owe back that you can't withdraw. So the reality of the truth is, no, it's not good to have a bank. And the people are having trouble understanding this. And people are so afraid to pull out their money and use cash because they're so used to being able to access it through their phone and stuff like that. It's kind of the thing where I do piss people off for saying this kind of stuff. And I do get them wound up and upset. I'm not going to be the one when the bank goes down and have my money sitting in an account being like, well, there goes all my money that I had saved up. Like, honestly, I have like $40 to $50 in this right here that I saved up. And I'm just going to keep increasing this. And this is my bank. This is my savings and bank, okay? Now, my point is that it's best to take your money out of the bank and use your actual cash. And I don't know how much I can stress that, but there's a video I'm about to show you guys, and then I'm going to explain why we watched the video. But, again, pull your money out of the bank. It's probably for the best. So, now let's get over to the video, because it correlates back to what I said. Alright, so we're about to watch this. This is something I saw a little bit ago. Now, I want to read off what it says. I'm getting it prepared to watch for you guys to watch. But Alex Jones, I don't follow him. As you can see, I'm not really following him or subscribed to him. He's a big conspiracy theorist. But lately, because some of us are out there pushing gold and silver onto people and putting your money into precious metals, this is something that's starting to circulate and get talked about because this is what we've been needing to do. And Donald Trump's talking about wanting to remove the debt and all that, and getting America out of debt and making them wealthy again. Pretty much that's what he's saying here. So this is something we all need to probably watch and understand. So I'm gonna have to zoom out. But yeah, let's just watch it.
And while working Americans catch up, we're going to put a temporary cap on credit card interest rates at 10%. We have no choice.
President Trump is truly a man of the people, and he understands that if the people of America can't afford to live or even pay their bills, then we don't.
See? Okay, so now he said it right there. We can't afford to live, we can't afford to pay our bills. What is the banks been doing but taking money from the people? And inflation is another cost to that. Inflation was caused by the economy just going down the toilet. That happened due to the fact that, we had Democrats win the election, and for 4 years straight. If you didn't notice, inflation went up when Biden was on our watch, when the presidency was in Biden's hands. And if you also didn't notice, we got paid a big sum of money without working from the government, and that kind of put us in debt. And then we're also helping countries fight wars that we don't need. And this all started with us helping Russia to begin with. Now, I'm not trying to get all political, but I just want to keep talking about why this is why I'm saying pull your money out of the banks. Because what Trump is about to do, if he gets us all out of debt, the banks may fold and take your money with you. And then it's going to leave you broke and not be able to afford your house or your cars or the other items you have. And that's where that's why I'm having us listen to this.
Don't have a country versus Klaus Schwab and Bill Gates and the Great Reset that say they want to make everybody poor so we consume less and save the planet. Really, they're just neo-feudalists who want a bunch of poor people that they can totally control. They even admit that. So the choices couldn't be more different. And now President Trump has come out and not just pledged to move to abolish the unconstitutional IRS, the enforcer of the income tax that's literally in the Communist Manifesto that we didn't have as a nation until 1913. He hasn't just pledged to come in and get rid of taxes on tips for some of America's hardest working people in the service industry. Now he is promising an executive order to block credit card interest of more than 10%. And of course, more than 15 is usury, is loan sharking. And the Democrats under Clinton changed the laws in the mid-1990s to be able to engage in this type of predatory lending that is impossible for people, the average person, to ever get out. So this is amazing. This is basically a Jubilee light or debt forgiveness, and it will make the economy explode. Then when he's able to get energy prices down by bringing coal back and by allowing oil companies to drill and by getting rid of the whole fake Green New Deal that's designed, in the globalist own words, to shut down the human economy, this nation's economy is going to come roaring back. So we salute the people's president. He just won the popular vote and the Electoral College despite all the fraud. I had the head of Rasmussen polling on today, the top polling agency. Said it's clear the Democrats tried to steal it, but the red wave was so big they failed.
So let me pause it here because this just made me think about something. All right, when Donald Trump, right before he got elected, sometime before he got elected, he was stating that he wanted to get rid of income tax. Income tax goes to our federal government. And if we get rid of income tax, that means that's more money in our pockets. Again, he's doing something for the people. He's trying to give the people more money in their pockets than we've had in the past 4 years. That big paycheck we received during the pandemic, we kind of put ourselves in a bad spot with that. Now, I took it out because it was like, okay, the government's offering me money. Then realize, turn around, it's coming out of my tax return later on. And that is why he's trying to give the people more money in their pockets by doing these things like taking debt away and things like what else? He wants to get rid of income taxes. He's trying to push the money onto the people so that people can live better, more comfortable lives. And like I said, it's all this, with all this said, pull your money out of the banks and keep your money in your pockets instead, or invest it in precious metals, because precious metals are the equivalent of, you have it in your hand. It's like the stock exchange, but it's something you have in your hand that can go up right in front of your very eyes on your screen. That is why I'm pushing for this. Gold and silver is like stock. Anyway, back to what I said. It's best to pull your money out. Now, let's continue watching this because I don't know what else he's going to say here. But that was the main part of the video.
They've stolen a few seats and been caught, and now Trump's calling for a major commission on election fraud to reform America's election systems as well. So a lot of exciting things happening. Here is President Trump today pledging to sign an executive order to shut down predatory lending on credit cards.
And while working Americans catch up, we're going to put a temporary cap on credit card interest rates at 10%. We have no choice. They're getting 22, 25%. We can't let people have to pay 25% and 22% interest because they can't afford to pay off their credit card. We're going to cap it for a period of time at 10%. We will terminate the Green New Scam and spend the trillions and trillions of dollars of unspent dollars on roads, bridges, real infrastructure, and paying down debt, not fake infrastructure that has caused massive inflation, along with the energy. That bill was just a disaster, just trillions of dollars. That's what caused all of the inflation.
So, as you can see there, I don't know what the rest of this video consists of. I just want to skim through it. Seems like the rest of the video. Alright, so yeah, as you can see there, Trump wants to get rid of debt and then use it towards funding for the community to fix things that actually need fixed. And this is something growing up my mom always talked about. She's like, why don't they fill these potholes up and blah blah blah, and my father would do that too, but that's beyond the point. So with all this said and done, I think I got my point across with this. I can sit here and talk about this all day and give you an exact reason why you should be taking your money out of the bank and keeping your cash with you and putting it into these precious metals, because like I said, these precious metals go up. You know, and your dollars will go up, your coin values go up. And it's something that I've learned doing all this, and I'm going to keep doing this because I know it's better for my money to be in things that are in my hand instead of the debt system, not the debt system, but the stock exchange and stuff like that. You know, when you're putting your money into the stock exchange, you know, it can easily be accessed. And even keeping your money in a bank account, it's not secure because there's people that can hack into that. So that is why I'm doing it this way. And with that said, again, my channel is going to change here soon. The name of it's going to change. It's going to be, I'm not sure what I'm calling it yet, but I might just call it, there's a name I got spinning around in my head, a couple names. The future of the channel might consist of me having people on too that are going to talk about this with me, because, you know, I have friends in the numismatic community and collectors in general that want to talk about this stuff, and, you know, I want to see where others think the future is going to be, and do they think we have a big shot at, you know, getting the bank shut down, because that's our main goal in this, along with collecting and just having more value to our coins. And I hope that I got this message in this whole video was enough to get you to understand what I'm doing here and why it is I'm trying to do this. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope, you know, I hope you enjoyed this video. There's more to come like this. Keep an eye on the shorts, because there's going to be more shorts the way I've been doing them. And we'll talk about some other collectibles on the channel here, but mainly I'm going to stick with, you know, precious metals and stuff like that. But until then, guys, take it easy, and yep, take it easy, I guess. Yeah, I'm having trouble with my outro because I haven't made one up yet for the new one. Take it easy, and, you know, keep putting your money, take your money out, keep your money on you at all costs, and take care of yourself. Take it easy, and have a good rest of your day.